We go again. After the excitement of the sprint, Formula One continues the Chinese Grand Prix weekend, now with Grand Prix qualifying. Jack Doohan working his way into the middle part of the lap, out of 9 and spinning backwards through 10.
Yeah, that just has a sort of look and feel to what we saw in Melbourne. Tyres clearly just not quite there.
Alonso and Charles Leclerc pretty similar through the first sector. How does it develop through sector 2? Two-time world champion across the line to 6th place. Charles Leclerc now finds himself into turn 16. He's not looked comfortable all the way through. He's been the second slowest Ferrari all the way through the weekend, and now he's second in the order. Lap when it counts. For the man from Monaco, Charles Leclerc into second. Yuki Tsunoda goes past our commentary box, and he's fastest in a racing bull, next to George Russell, who's dropped down to 14th position, told by his engineer that this is the lap, that he needs it. He too delivers up to second place.
Norris shuffled down to 12th, but he's just behind and should be about to leap up the order as well. Hadjar goes to the top. The times are shuffling like a pack of cards.
Isaac Hadjar didn't take the start a week ago. He was momentarily fastest. He's been replaced by Lando Norris at the front. Drivers under pressure found a lap time, including Carlos Sainz, who improved enormously there when he needed to. His teammate goes into 6th position. In the drop zone and heading out is Gabriel Bortoleto. Gasly is down there. Went out in sprint qualifying 1, doesn't want the same thing again. He's on the brink, he's in 15th.
And Hamilton is not on a lap here, finds himself down in 11th.
Lawson is down in 19th, make that 20th. Esteban Ocon finds the time. Gasly improved, but is now demoted again by his old teammate. Behrman didn't get a chance to respond. Doohan goes out, Bortoleto goes out, and once again, when you get the stopwatch out, inexplicably, it's Liam Lawson in the Red Bull who's at the back of the pack. Charles Leclerc down in 10th position, driver at risk as we progress from Q2 to Q3. Hamilton up to 6th place. Again, not a lot being found in that third sector at the moment. Charles Leclerc's pushing on. Zhou Guanyu is the third driver for Ferrari this year. He's been cheered all the way around this racetrack with fan appearances. And Charles Leclerc goes ahead of Lewis Hamilton up to 6th place.
Both of the Ferraris looking like they'd run out of grip come this final corner here that we join Ocon. There was no obvious signs of any issue under braking at the hairpin. Maybe a bit squirrely, as you mentioned, Julian, through 11, 12, 13.
Ocon's given himself a chance. Hadjar gets the lap that he needs. He's up to 4th. Antonelli felt the need to go again after a mistake through turn number 1. Had to bail out of it. Can he get near his teammate? Can he get anywhere close? No, he's at risk. Alex Albon is currently in 10th, but Antonelli is vulnerable in 9th position. Fernando Alonso is rotating his Aston Martin through the final corner. Not enough pace though. The Astons are out, 13th and 14th. And now Sainz is across the line, and he still can't find a tune from that Williams. His teammate has managed to get into 10th position, but he is out in the second part of qualifying. Ocon, Hülkenberg, Alonso ahead of Stroll, and the man you are looking at, Carlos Sainz, the 5 to fall. Verstappen rotating through the final 2 corners of the racetrack. He will want pole number 41 today, and this is his first effort in Q3 across the line, and he lines up with a 30.9. That's the benchmark for everyone to beat. And Antonelli brushes the gravel as he comes through, losing a huge amount of time as well. That's an opportunity for the likes of Isaac Hadjar. One of the big 4 have had a wide moment. Hadjar goes ahead. He manages to find a time half a second back from Verstappen. That's a good effort. Piastri is fast. Sector 1 and Sector 2. Yuki Tsunoda is behind his rookie teammate after the first push laps in Q3. This is an absolutely scorching pace for a driver who has never taken a Grand Prix pole. Oscar Piastri ahead of Max Verstappen, provisionally to the front of the field. The Ferraris are next up, and then it will be his teammate Lando Norris, who was mighty quick in Q2. Lewis Hamilton, what a weekend he is having so far. What a turnaround. Only 3rd fastest behind the reigning world champion and the Australian McLaren driver. Next up is Charles Leclerc, who on the balance so far this weekend has been the slower of the 2 Ferraris. And the same applies once again. He's 0.3 of a second back from Piastri. What about Lando Norris though? Can he get on terms? No, he can't, despite the fastest final sector so far. He's 900ths of a second off. McLaren 1-2, but it's Piastri ahead of Norris. There is so much time in that McLaren, but you have to dance on the ragged edge. George Russell was doing the same thing through the final left-hander that completes the lap. He splits the Ferraris. We're setting flying laps at Shanghai International. Max Verstappen, he's looking to improve by over 0.2 of a second and put the pressure on the two McLarens. Antonelli improves up to 7th position, but we're focusing on pole position. Leaning on the curb, giving it everything. Can Verstappen find his way to an improvement? The answer's no. He stays in 3rd. Next up, Isaac Hadjar in the Racing Bulls climbs back past Antonelli to P7. A great effort from him. But what about Lando Norris? He's got one corner to go and he's bailed out of it. That middle sector wasn't enough. He wasn't improving. And now it's over to the Ferraris. Piastri on provisional pole. Can Hamilton snatch it away at the end? There's no improvement for him. And there's no one out there who's going to be challenging the man from Melbourne who's pushing on, trying to find something extra. He does improve his time. Piastri on pole for a Formula One Grand Prix. It's an ordinary middle part of the lap for Charles Leclerc, who cannot find the balance his teammate has had. Let's see whether he can find something in the final sector that changes all of that. The answer is no. The track is not there. The drivers cannot find any performance. Can George Russell change that narrative at the end and get ahead of his old teammate? That will surely be his aim. He comes across the line and he gets to the front row. What a magic effort from George Russell. In the end, he only missed out on 0.08 of a second. He split the two McLarens. He's got to the front row.
So that is P1. P1, well done, mate. Pole position. Great job.
Very nicely done. Thank you. I just had a little scream in my helmet, so I'll not burst your eardrums, but thanks, everyone.
The top 4 separated by just over 1.5, under 0.2 of a second between Verstappen in 4th and a maiden pole position for Oscar Piastri.